started the day where they left off yesterday. Same properties, different direction, but just the same lack of direction.
How good did I look coming through there?
The leading three autos all missed the mark, but Steve Riley still managed to close the gap by 45 seconds. The Bushman in John Hedrick shone through. The speed in the old Nissan was no match for the newer models, but there was no lack of direction from the retired champ. Son Toby was finding his own direction, winning both opening stages.
Only got a few stages to go now, and the only way he's probably going to make that time up on me is if I do a silly mistake. So at the moment I'm just backed off to 80%, like I should have been earlier on, and just making sure I get everything, all my calls right and stuff like that. And if I drop 30 seconds in one stage to him, that doesn't really bother me. As long as I don't make a mistake, I know that I'll stay in front.
It will take a mistake from Rod Faggoter for Hedricks to win. The Queenslander was staying focused, but he didn't miss the camera.
Probably don't have to take any risks trying to catch anyone, and I'm pretty lucky that I'm not riding in anyone's dust. But otherwise, we try and poke along about the same speed, and you know, I've got other races coming up, so I still want to ride at a decent pace, you know. And stay focused out there. I think if I just start trail riding, you'll start daydreaming too much.
For third place Nick Forsyth, it was all about consolidating the place he did have.
I want to finish and hopefully hang on to this position. If I do any better, that's a bonus.
Through Menancourt, the track was not so obvious, and the essence of cross-country rallying was highlighted. Auto leader Luke Olam discovered just how wide the CR6 was.
I think we had to install some hedge trimmers on the A-pillars of the car. We found ourselves going through a gap that was about 1.5 metres wide when the car's almost 2.5 wide. There wasn't much of a track there. We popped out the other side, had to do a big loop round and find what was the road, but yeah, we made it back.
Maybe second place John Pursehouse was pushing too hard. Repairs to the Ranger required in service, but he was conscious of the hard-charging Steve Riley.
I think he's taken about 45 seconds each stage off us, so if I can maintain that, we can stay in front. But we are pushing a little bit too hard. We've had a few skids into the bushes, and you know, as you can have a look, there's a few damage marks along the side, and I'm sure Tony, the co-driver, will verify that she's had a few holding the hands in front of her faces. We're spearing towards trees, but we're getting through.
And he thinks they've fixed the misfire in his engine.
We've disconnected the inlet valves, the variable valve tunnel inlet valves, and it appears to be solving the problem. So we know there's some damage inside, but it's holding together. Just 2 more stages and it's over, and hopefully we'll get there.
But Riley was having issues of his own, from offensive to defensive in an instant.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a power steering leak, so we're just trying to fix it. We haven't got much long to go, and but anyhow, don't know what's wrong with it, but we're trying to sort it out.
Not everyone in this race is aiming for the shortest track and fastest time. Take Gary Williamson in the production class Triton Diesel, who's proud of the fact he almost got passed by the sweep car.
So we're running a diesel in the production class, and it's a small field, but it's basically a standard vehicle. So we're getting our mileage out there. We're probably doing 8 to 10 hours longer on this rally than anybody else, so it's good value for money for us.
Road goes left at Fence Corner.
Riley did make the start of the longest stage of the day, but ran second to the CR6 of Luke Olam. With John Pursehouse holding on for third in the South African-built Ford Ranger. Hedricks' more balanced 80% pace saw him slip behind Nick Forsyth and Rod Faggoter. But it was Tim Vandenberg who took the moto win through Trelega Road, leaving just Milk and Gay to affect the results. Under the rules, the fastest car to finish, the Coconut Racing Team CR6, was an invitational entry only, so couldn't officially be classified as the auto winner. But bragging rights were Luke Olam's, along with a prize for the most air.
I'm glad I got this car all the way to the end. I didn't start off the best way, putting it into a tree, but I've made it, and it's this car's first event, so 100% rate so far.
John Purshouse's Big Ford held on for the official win in auto. It had been a tough 4 days of competition, but the top step of the podium was all his and Tony Fever's.
Look, it's been an extremely challenging event, and as you can hear, the motor is running extremely badly. We've managed to just make it through to here. I didn't think we were going to do it, and I think we managed to beat Steve Riley. At the beginning of the day, he had 7 minutes behind us, and he was going hard, and then Well, we managed. He hasn't overtaken us, still behind us. So yes, fantastic, we made it.
It wasn't through a lack of trying for Steve Riley and his rookie navigator Trevor Hanks that they couldn't catch the Ranger. Just not enough stages left to claw back the deficit.
So it's all about finishing the long distance cross country rally events, and it's yeah, so looking forward to having a bit of a celebration tonight. And you know, it's a real teamwork to make these cars finish, and we'd like to get back and thank the boys and have a bit of a celebration, because it's just as much as theirs as ours.
Rod Faggoter led moto from start to finish. His casual reaction to another cross country win reflective of his skill and experience.
Yeah, pretty good, eh? Good to get the last one out of the way.
Still, he gave credit to the new kid on the block.
Yeah, he's going right. I won't give him too much credit, he'll get a big head.
Oh, I love it. It's the best form of racing I've ever done, without a doubt. Honestly, it's the most fun I've had on a dirt bike. Just the whole adventure side of it, and not knowing where you're going, and just all being unfolding out in front of you. It's really, yeah, it's something I really think I've found my little niche thing I like, for sure.
Well, that's it for the inaugural Sunraysia Safari Rally. 4 days of amazing competition in a spectacular part of the country. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage as much as we've enjoyed putting it together for you, and we look forward to seeing you all again this time next year.